Oh, cool. Hello, guys. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Abatan Sheriffdeen. Welcome back to the channel if you're an existing subscriber, and welcome if you're a new subscriber. Basically, what I currently do on my live stream is I've been trying to upskill myself as a freelance data analyst using the resources on the Datacamp platform. So I started with the data analyst in SQL career track on the Datacamp platform to upskill myself and stay relevant in the data industry, in the data and economy or data data profession. I need to find the word for that. So basically, I've been doing that for the past 98 days. Yeah, there were a couple of days I had to take break between just to get my energy back and continue learning. So I've actually completed the whole lessons in the data analysis. If I go to career track, say, I've actually completed the whole lessons in the data analysis in SQL career track. And at the end of the lesson, you get a certificate of completion. And I actually completed two projects also in that career track, which I plan to use as my portfolios. And currently, I'm trying to get the certification just to add more, more originality or more professionalism to my portfolios. But it has been a little bit of challenge. I won't lie about that. So if I click on it, you can see data analysis in SQL completed. So very soon, probably during the first week of February, I don't want to promise and I don't want to choose a date and fail, but during the first week of February, I'll be starting the data analysis in Power BI career track also, and I'll be live streaming the learning journey, which contains 17 courses and projects. You get it now. So I'll live stream this data analysis in Power BI, learning it also for another day, 100 days of code, yeah, 100 days of learning, just to set the target and try to complete it. It will be live streamed, so you want to subscribe to the channel right now and put on the notification bell so you'll be the first when I start from day one of live streaming and learning Power BI. If I click on the data analyst in SQL career track, you can see I've actually completed. You can see completed, then it comes with certification. Share your accomplishments, V page, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And I actually completed the analyzing student mental health, and there's also one project there, which is the analyzing motorcycle part sales. So that is about that. And the actual challenge I have currently now is this associate certification in SQL. I've actually completed. I passed the time exam with a good mark of 109 out of 106 average. And I'm trying to pass the exam. I actually tried this once, I didn't pass. Then I went over, I had to be patient, get the instructions somewhere and try to practice or come up with a new set of code. So I'm trying to run it today and submit it. If I pass it, good. If I don't, I'll try again. So the whole goal is to study, practice, and practice. So that is the idea. So I'll try the code. This my new code today. So if I restart the exam, so you only have one try left to get it right. Let's make it count. And actually, when I was doing it the last time, I took note of the places I was having challenges. It was pretty funny that it is a certification and there won't be enough information to really know where where the challenge is. You can see. So when I submitted the exam, I noticed my code was supposed to pass this submission test, identifying and replace missing values, convert value between data types. I got that. Clean categorical and test data by manipulating strings. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm making mistake in that. And this interpretive database, where if I let me start the exam, we start the exam right now. If I kind of read the case study, I probably someone may figure it out or not, but let's give it a shot one more time and see what we can do. So the project says luxury stay hotel is a major international chain of hotels. They offer hotels for both business and leisure travelers in major cities across the world. So the chain prides themselves on the level of customer service that they offer. However, the management has been receiving complaints about slow room service in some hotel branches. As these complaints are impacting the customer satisfaction rates, it has become a serious issue. Recent data shows that customer satisfaction has dropped from the 4.5 rating that they expect. You are working with the head of operations to identify possible causes and hotel branches with the worst problems. So this is the data I was given. The following schema diagram shows the table available. You have only been provided with data where customers provide a feedback rating. So we have the service table, the request table, then the branch table. I see the service table only contains two information or two columns or two fields, while the request table and branch table actually contain more field. So the first tag says, before you can start any analysis, you need to confirm that the data is accurate and reflects what you expect to see. It is known that there are some issues with the branch table. I see. So the branch table and the data team have provided the following data description. Write a query to return data matching this description. You must match all column names and description criteria. So I had to screenshot my submission. You can see I only filled the two parts. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 parts and I filled 2 parts. So if I don't get the whole, if my submission doesn't meet the whole criteria, it means you failed the exam. And that's pretty notice. So I guess I have to try both different approach to try and solve it. So this was the first code I wrote, and I actually made a correction to this. Or let me see my correction. I'm just going to copy my correction from my code here and give it a short one last time. Okay, I want to have my old code and my new code. So I have a new code here that I try to figure out. Maybe it will probably work. Let's run that. If I try to run this, I'm getting good results, but let's see. You can see it is working fine. But let me just clean this code from here and just copy and paste my new line of code. And hopefully it works. I'll just clear this. If I run the blank, let me run the blank query there. Let me copy my new code from my second screen here. So based on my understanding of the question, so this is my new line of code. I hope it works. So I thought maybe I can create like a temporary table here. If I do that, let's see. Let me even run it first and see if it is going to. If we can actually run the code on my SQL and it's working. Let's see. Error. It say permission denied. So I can create for schema public. I can create a temporary table there. Even if I write create temporary table there, if I write temporary, let's spell that correctly. If I use a temporary table clause there, ooh, temporary table worked. So I could actually create a temporary table and it will work fine. Ooh, I thought about that too, but probably because I didn't have access to this database. Yeah, I didn't have access to if I remove the temporary clause there, I don't have access to the database, so I can't just create a table. If I use the word temporary to create a table there, that's interesting. If I run this code, I'm going to get error. But if I add the temporary clause there, so it could actually create a temporary table that I can query from. So let's start from here. I'm actually querying from this temporary table created by this line of code. But the challenge is this was my actual code earlier when I filled the submission. But let's give it a shot. Let's see. That's interesting. Okay. My tax 2, I did a little bit of mistake in this my tax 2 earlier. So I just clean it. I'm still getting same number of rows, 385 rows. If I run that one more time, let me just clear this. I'm pasting my new code. Okay. 385 rows. I'm trying to compare the old code with the new code. Ooh, okay, I'm having the clause R somewhere, and I actually deleted it. Okay, yeah. I actually aliased the table earlier. Ooh. Oh, goodbye. Yeah. Oh, I didn't copy the goodbye clause. I'm using aggregate function. I have to. Oh, silly mistake. Probably I still need to read. I'll read the question. Calculate the average and maximum duration for each branch and service ID. Yeah, I need to put them in the goodbye clause. I'm just trying to make the code to be neat. I want to say goodbye. These two here, I can just bring them in there. Now it should be correct. Aha. I still got the same number of rows, 385 number of rows. So the challenge is trying to figure out where I'm failing this clean categorical and test data type. It's kind of challenging, like big time, actually challenging, trying to figure out where the mistake is coming from. It's kind of challenging and you just have to keep trying. So after trying this, I just have to read the question one more time and try to see where the error is. Getting certification is pretty not easy. You have to prove you understand the concept, you understand everything pretty well. What? Trying to copy this my code and saving it somewhere for reference. What's the problem? It's kind of interesting. Start learning for over a couple of days, then trying to implement this knowledge to solve challenges now seems pretty hard. What's this now? My copying is not working. Oh, then let's update this to temporary. Okay, that's interesting. Probably I need to type this out. Sorry. Oh, okay. I don't know why. Okay, so let's give the third one a shot. I think my third code was actually correct. Okay, let's see. So the third tax was this. Probably let me compare my code with the third tax. So I was actually using join, which is inner join, which I believe is a correct join to use. in our join. So if I run the code again, let's see. So we're still getting same number of goals, which is 5,000 and something. 5,000. But let's do this another way. We're running request, service, and branch. So if I try to use this new branch, yeah, I think everything is fine. So yeah, everything is fine. I think that the two code I felt I was wrong. Okay, I'm just trying to remove the alias that I used there. So I don't need to use the alias because I'm actually querying one table, same table actually. Yeah, we have 215 rows. So let me just read the question. Before I submit, I just want to read through one more time and see. The first tag says before you can start any analysis, you need to confirm that the data is accurate and reflects what you expect to see. It is known that there are some issues with the branch table, and the data team have provided the following data description. Write a query to return data matching the description. You must match all column names and description criteria. So what I did was actually, so they want us to return this column ID, nominal, the unique identifier of the hotel. Missing values are not possible because it is due to the database structure, because that is the primary key. So the ID here is the primary key. Another thing to pay attention to, do you only have 100 rows in the branch table? I didn't pay attention to that though. Is this the overall 100 rows of data there? I see we have 100 rows of data in the branch table. That's interesting. Let me just reduce that to 10. 10, yeah. So the location, nominal, the location of the particular hotel, one of the four possible values. So these are the four hotels. We also have NA, EMEA, NA, LATM, and APAC. So whatever that means. So in the second line, this is the location. You see, have the N record there. It says missing value should be replaced with unknown. So if there are no missing values, missing value probably is blanks or NA, but it's not seeing NA as missing value. But so I wrote here, so I use this function called coalesce location unknown. So it's going to look at location and replace missing values there with unknown. So the function just tells you the column and the value you want to replace, which is blank there. Same thing with the total rooms, 100. Total room, which is discrete, the total number of rooms in the hotel must be a positive integer between 1 and 400. Missing value should be replaced with the default number of rooms, which is 100. So we wrote same thing, total rooms, the missing value will be replaced with 100. While the staff here, which is discrete, number of staff employed in the hotel service department, missing value should be replaced with the total rooms multiplied by 1.5. That's what we did here. Coalesce staff count, and then the coalesce function here also total rooms. So it's going to convert these total rooms. So the missing values from here is going to replace with 100. Then the staff count is going to replace with 4.5. Exactly. So if yeah, I didn't write it like this with my old code. Oh, I think I did. I wrote it like that also. Exactly. So the opening dates also will be replaced with 2023 as it is stated. The opening date, discrete, the year in which the hotel opened. This can be any value between 2000 and 2023. Missing value should be replaced with 2023. And that is actually what we did here. You can see opening date here. We have missing values here, which are these blanks here, which is not still replaced. So sometimes it can be very tricky figuring that out. Because our missing values here. Okay, but if I go back here, let me show the whole number of rows. Since we don't have much rows there. Yeah, the data is just 99. except I run the actual. Hmm. And if I open the actual data sets, okay, so let me submit it first and see. So I have two attempts to submit. If I submit once now, I can see the grading here. So I'll actually know where I am wrong one last time before I give it a shot one more time. If I run all, just going to run each line of code one more time. Okay, now let's submit and see the grading. Before I can actually say, oh, probably this is where the error is. Whoa, this time around it is worst. So my earlier code were even much more correct than this second line of code. So identify a complete missing value. Actually, I got that earlier. You can see from here, I got that earlier. The only place I feel was this. Let me look at this third place and this last place, which is the clean categorical data. Oh, I still feel that. Then interpret a database schema and combine multiple tables by rows and columns. I still feel that. Ooh. So if I go back to my line of code here, I did doing my first. If I go back with my initial line of code, which is this number one for the tax one, I didn't actually use temporary table. What I did was I used where's my other line of code. My previous code was this. Let me just clear this. My previous code was this. I think I need to take a screenshot of this and compare it with my previous. My snipping too. So that actually helped me to figure kind of look at how I'm performing, so I can see where the errors are. Yep. Okay. Let's come back here. Even after I created a temporary table, so I want to compare this line of code. You can see, I think this was to replace this. Okay, this wasn't actually replaced at all. If I go back here and show this one in 100, see one row number 3 and 4 was actually replaced earlier. So if I run the code, this is my other line of code one more time. Let's see. You could see now. See, so this my line of code is actually much more correct than. So where is the mistake coming from? See, so this code is much more cleaner and it gave the actual results. So what I did there was I also use twice function, but I use case statement. Case when total room is null, or total room is less than or equal to 0, or total rooms is greater than 400, then 100, whereas total rooms end as this is for total rooms. So let me just copy my initial line of code before this. Let me copy that code that I actually created before this method of creating temporary table. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear this. I think what I can also do is hold up, delete that. I'm trying different ideas based on. So this code isn't performing magic at all. If I run this code right now, let's see. As it's not converting the data type, number one. It didn't actually convert any data type. That's one. Exactly. So it didn't change the data type. It did replace, it actually replaced the total rooms there, but it is not replacing any opening dates. You can see my opening dates here are still, still have strike. And that is the challenge with this calculation. Data type, missing values wasn't replaced. Data type wasn't replaced. Clean categorical data and text data by clean categorical and text data by manipulating strings. Categorical and text data. So I need to focus on why I'm failing this part, this other part, and this interpret a database schema and combine multiple tables by rows and column. Interpret a database schema and combine multiple tables by rows and column. That's pretty hard to figure out. But we're going to figure it out. That is interesting to see. So I'll go with my former line of code. So I actually have this saved somewhere so I can compare where my mistake is coming from. So that was like, so this is pretty straightforward. For Alice location on, let me run it and see. Clean categorical and text data type by manipulating strings. The string I want to manipulate is actually here. So I was able to manipulate the opening dates. It is actually a string. But what about this location? This other one here. This NA not available location. It should be unknown. So I think my challenge is this actual place. It is not replacing with unknown. Hmm. Checking out loud. Hmm. But my unknown is not working here. Hmm. So the target guest here, we look at the target guest column here. The leisure will actually replace without stress. I think so. So how do I know? Okay, what actually I have to do is just query the actual database without my. I just run Celesta from the unclean database. I could actually see what's happening here. Okay, better. This is the actual table. It is not cleaned. You can see the NA here is still showing by default. So it said missing value. So if you but the another challenge I'm thinking, immediate challenge, say missing nominal, the location is nominal, the location of the particular hotel, one of the four possible values, EMENA. So one of the four possible values. So NA is an hotel, definitely not available. It's a missing value should be replaced with unknown. So if the NA is missing value, it should be replaced with unknown. But in this instance, this opening date is just having a strike. So I was able to get this sorted out. I think I'm having a challenge sorting out this location, cleaning the data type here. NA, this NA should be replaced with unknown. So I think that's where my challenge is. That's quite interesting. Ooh. I think null, yeah, I think the nulls here will actually replace the null in my total rooms. Will actually replaced with, okay, let me bring back my actual solution. So for the location, missing value should be replaced with unknown. So this n all this NA should be replaced with unknown. In this case, total when total room is null. So you can see the total rooms there. Do you have no record? You can see we have no record here. No, 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 no. So we have no. So when the total room is null, or total room is less than 0, or total room is greater than 0, then 100. You get now. So if it is less than 0, greater than 0, it will be replaced with 100, or greater than 400. So all the numbers here must not pass 400. Because we have 366 here, 365, 389. So any number that is above 400 will be replaced with 100, and less than 0 and is null will be, so all this null will actually be replaced with 100. So we're able to solve that. Another one says is when staff count is null. When the staff count, say we have a null record here. We have a null record here. And that's if we do. So there's no null record in the original branch table of the staff counts. Where staff count is null. Because the case when staff count is null, then replace it with the total rooms here times 1.5 else staff count. So to replace with 1.5 times 0, total rooms 1.5 times 0 times 1.5 else read as this. Okay. So case when opening date is null, opening date is less than 2000, or opening date is greater than 2023, then 2023. So if it is not greater than 2023, else opening date. So all these things, that all the one that I have here. So any date here is not greater than 2023, but the blank cells will be replaced with 2023. We're also able to solve that. So if I run the code now, let's see that. We can see. So all those hash mark has been replaced with 2023. What about our staff count here? Only this location wasn't replaced, and that is the challenge. I believe that is where the challenge is, because I actually downloaded our database. Ooh. Yeah, I actually downloaded the database, the actual database. I downloaded the file in CSV. It's not saying this as an empty row. This NA is not actually seeing it as null, number one. Should we just replace? Oh, we could actually use the replace function there. Hmm. Hmm. If I use the replace function on this location, let me see. But that won't be fair on the location, because I need to convert. I need to mention the old string and the new string. Let's see if it's going to work here. NA does not exist. Oh, I didn't put a comma between them. I'm not getting the replace function syntax pretty well. My bad. Let me see. Let me bring this back here and try to get. It's quite funny trying to solve this challenge because it takes a whole lot of time to solve. Hmm. Okay. Clean categorical data. Okay, I think we are good with this one. But I'm actually not confident about the location part here. I think this NA should all be replaced with that unknown. But let's move on. The second tag says the head of operations wants to know whether there is a difference in time taken to respond to a customer request in each hotel. They already know that different service take different lengths of time. It now says calculate the average and maximum duration. Calculate the average and maximum duration for each branch and service. For each branch, so we want to calculate the average and maximum duration for each branch and service. The output should include the column service ID, we have service ID, the branch ID, and average time taken and maximum time taken. The average and maximum duration. So we are focusing on the request table here, which is the time taken, the service ID, branch ID. We want to know the maximum, the average, and maximum time taken for each branch. So the service ID, so for the branch takes average time taken is 1.39 and maximum time taken is 16. Because we are querying the request table. And the request table is actually neat. There's no error in the request table. So if I should run a select star, let's run a select star to see what is in the request table. I run a select star. The average, the branch ID here, then the average time taken, which is this time taken, average of each ID, average of ID. You can see we have ID1 here, ID3 here, ID3, ID3 here. So just use the go by function there since we are using aggregate functions. Then that's all. You only want to see these three columns: service ID, branch ID, and average time taken and maximum time taken. Value should be rounded to 2 decimal places where appropriate. 2 decimal places where appropriate. If I look at this maximum time taken, I should round this to 2 decimal places also. If I run this query now, the time taken, okay, 7.2. Let's see. The average time taken, the maximum time taken. Okay, same column. Okay. Oh, okay, the code is working. Cool. This is my tax too. You can see the average time taken. This is the average time. Maximum time taken is this. Even if I round it to decimal places, it should just add 0, and that's not the reason why we are not getting that. I don't even need to round it. I'm still getting same results. But it's interesting to know. Okay, so this is actually correct. Confidence. Then this other one says the management team wants to target improvements in meal and laundry service in Europe. Okay, that was the EME and Latin America. That's the Latin America. Write a query to return the description of the service, the ID, and location of the branch. It says write a query to return the description of the service. The description of the service. When you go to the service table, I think there's a description there. The service the service table has description. Okay, description of the service, the ID and location of the branch. So the description of the service, the ID and location of the branch. So we're going to the branch table for ID and location. The ID of the request as description of the service column as service description, the ID and location of the branch, ID, which is the request. This one is being request ID. So there's the branch ID here, ID from branch, location from branch, and the ID of the request, then ID of request here. And rating of the service and location of interest to the management. So I should even bring my, it says, write a query to return the description of the service, the ID and location of the branch, ID and location of branch. Let me just bring that above. ID and location of branch. ID and location of branch, like that. ID and location of branch. The ID of the request as request ID, and the rating for the service. This is the rating for the service from request. So the challenge is, doesn't state whether we are using inner join, left join, or right join. That's what I think one of the challenges I have. It says use the original table, use the original branch table, not the output of tax 1. That is another challenge. So use the original branch. I think that is where my challenge is. Use the original branch table, not the output of branch 1. If I actually go back here and make this table as a CTE, then that should solve the problem. I say with how do I call it? With corrected branch as, so I can now say select star, select star from correct branch. Just bring this one here. So I should be able to query that from here. Let's see. I think CT will be better there. Oh, so my select is not correct. Hmm. Formatting how to write CT, that's not fair. Let me look at my files somewhere. I think the best option is to make this taxman a CT. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to figure out something real quick. Hmm. I'm supposed to grab my city in quotes. Oh yeah, I think I figured that out. So my city is now wrapped in quotes. Let's see. Oof, same error. What's the problem? Come on. It's error. Oh, didn't I put that there? Wow. So my idea is not working there. This is quite interesting. I'm still getting error there. Syntax error near where? So my error is coming from where? Shouldn't I have a closing? Oh, okay. I figure out where my error is. So my error is coming from. I'm not supposed to put. So that's not the end of my code. Okay. Now, if I'm able to do this for this, now if I'm querying this original table here, this branch table here, we should be querying the original branch table from here. Is it still returning 5047 number of rows? How many rows did it return earlier? Oh, I should have looked at it before running the query. That's quite interesting. I believe my tax 2 is correct. The tax 2 is correct. Fine, fine. I'm giving it everything I've got. Okay. So I need to capture the moment it is submitting so I will know exactly where I was wrong. So how do I do that? I'll figure that out. Okay, with corrected branch as this. Okay, blah 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 stuff like that. Okay. It's interesting though. Fighting this, trying to figure it out. Let me look at tax theory. Okay, I am actually here. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm using inner join. Because this is what this means. Interpret a database schema and combine multiple tables by rows and column. So let me go back to tax theory. So use the original branch table. So this is where I figure out that I have to make my tax one, not the output of tax one. So I'm not supposed to use the output. I'm not supposed to use this corrected branch here for tax one. I figured that out. So let's now use the actual output, the original table from the branch to solve this. Okay, the management team wants to target improvement meal and laundry service in Europe and Latin America. So write a query to return the description of the service, the ID and location of the branch. The description of the service, it mentions the service table, the ID and location of the branch. Now let me now pay attention to this one. The ID of the request as request ID and the rating. So where do you actually have the rating? We have the rating here and the request ID here. So I'm actually combining the three tables. It is certain I'm actually combining the three tables together. Now to figure out how I'm going to combine them, they didn't mention probably inner join, left join. So I have to figure out the type of join I want to use to combine them together. By default, you definitely want to use inner join. because we want to return matching records from both tables. And I say, okay, and for the service and location of interest to the management. So the service, so it has to be in because I have to make sure that the location I want to pick, here is actually available in the request ID. And the service ID here is actually available in the service ID. So I don't want to return all the record from one particular table. Definitely it is an inner join. Definitely it is an inner join. So I don't actually know why I'm not now getting this last part. Interpret a database schema and combine multiple tables by rows and columns. So I'm convinced that this code is actually correct using the inner join on that. So from request, so even though I'm querying the first, okay, let me now look at it pretty well. Probably it is from the way I'm querying. It doesn't even matter anyway if I'm writing the request table first or even the service ID table first. It doesn't matter. But let's do it like this. So write a query to return a description of the service. So it's starting with service. So can I come back here and say service as S? I can bring up the service here. I'm just trying to rearrange it, but when you're doing joins, it doesn't matter the way you're arranging the table you're calling on first. Oh, this is quite interesting. So I say inner join R on r.service ID. We have the service ID here. The service ID is a common column here, and s dot the ID. So you can see r. Let me go back here. So inner join r on s ID. So it doesn't even matter which one is coming first, but I could just make it a little bit tricky and bring this one first. S.id equals to r.service ID. Since I'm mentioning request, so it has to be okay. Then inner join branch B. And see the branch table and the request table, they are both connected together. So I have to inner join them on those records there. So inner join branch B on r.branch ID and B dot or ID. Where the description in, they say they want to, the management want to target improvements in mail and laundry in the service and Europe, in the Europe and Latin America location. So service description, the description is in mail and laundry and B in and B and the location is EME and Europe and Latin America. And this should give us our results. Oh, you can see, so there's an error somewhere. Oh, I'm having request on. Okay, my error is from here. Yep. Aha. So I'm still getting same number of rows, 5,047 number of rows. A description in mail, laundry, and B location name. So I believe this query is correct. I'm super sure. Then the last query is so that you can take a more detailed look at the lowest performing hotels. You want to get service and branch information where the average rating for the branch and service combination is lower, where the average rating for the branch and service location is lower than 4.5. The target sets by the management. Your query should return the service ID, the branch ID, and the average rating rounded to 2 decimal places. So that you can take a more detailed look at the lowest performing hotels. You want to get service and branch information. Service and branch information. Probably we even need to journey with another table. Let's look at it first. Service and branch information. Okay, service and branch information. Where the average rating for the branch and service combination. Where the average rating for the branch and service combination. Okay, let me just set it like this. for the branch and service combination. Okay, your query should return service. Okay, it mentions service ID first. Let me just leave that here. Where the branch, where the average for the branch and service. So for the branch and service combination, is lower than 4.5, the target set by the management. So your query should return the service ID, the branch ID, and the average rating rounded to 2 decimal places. So this is absolutely correct. Where average rating, so to now calculate rounded average rating to this as average rating, now says from request group by service ID and branch ID, having average rating, definitely having average rating less than 4.5. So we have the result set here. So the task is now understanding why I am failing these two parts here. But let's submit it one last time. So if the goal is, if I don't get it, I'm going to come back and try it again. I'll try the certification till I get it. But at least I learned a lot. That's the goal. And I was able to think pretty well and get the code myself. But I need to record this. So I want to record this and keep it somewhere as reference so I can know what I'm doing wrong. So I'm giving it all the best. So we're almost an hour into the live stream. So just taking a look one last time. Okay, this is the task. This is the code. Okay, man, this is quite a lot of work. Oh, this is the second code. Okay, the third code. This is the fourth code. Oof. Now let's submit. I think I have to submit at this time. I've given it everything I've got. Let's see the last. Oof. Yeah, let's see. We got that. We got that. Ooh, I tried. I think I figured it out. Now I think I only have one more challenge to solve. I didn't pass it, no doubt. I have to register again. I have no choice. I'm registering again. But I think I figured out one of the challenges. I got one last attempt, and I'm going to show that very quick. So I'll be registering again for this certification. Let's give it one last shot. Sure, I'll register again one more time. It's not even one last time until I get it correctly. So let's give it a shot. Come on. Let me stop. I captured that moment. I needed to capture. Yeah, I'm coming back to this. So I'm actually coming back to this. Cool. Let me just refresh the page then. I'm this close. I'm this close. We're not giving up. We're actually passing this exam. So I'm going to register one more time for this. For it, this is how you register technology. I register for the SQL Associate Certification. And just going to click register. Okay, I have to register in 14 days. Wow. In 14 days, no problem. 14 days is enough time to figure it out. The other challenges you can also do here, I'll just wait here in the dashboard. That's quite interesting, but I think I figured out something real quick. So while I was submitting, I knew I wouldn't be able to capture that moment. So I had to bring up my screen just to record it. If I bring this up here, no. So let me play this just right when I was submitting. I play it towards towards yeah. So I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the attempt I must pass. So I passed. My estimation was correct on identify and replace missing values. That was correct. Convert values between data type. That was correct. But this actual last part here, which is clean, categorical, and test data by manipulating string. So I failed that part. So but this other part that I was trying to interpret a database schema and combine multiple tables by rows and columns. And I was able to get it, and I didn't actually get it since I've tried again. But this other part, which is the clean, categorical, and test data by manipulating, I feel it is the part of the tax one. Yes, I feel it is this tax one part where I'm not able to convert this NA. I didn't replace the NA in the location, or I didn't replace it with unknown. I'm feeling that is that part that I'm missing. Well, in 14 days time, I'm going to try again, but during those time, I have to try something else and see. It was so painful that it's so painful, right? That's just it. Keep trying till you figure it out. Yeah, it's quite interesting. And thanks for staying to the end of this live stream. So if you found value in this video, try to learn and actually solve challenges like this. Do support the channel as I plan to share more experiences like this with you. Try to look for SQL queries, SQL challenges, problem to solve, and tackle it together. And actually, since I'll be waiting 14 days to register for another certification, probably my day 99 and day 100 will have to go to the SQL or the data limo platform to start practicing SQL. Let me just bring that up. So I'll go to the Data Limo platform to start practicing their SQL queries and asking questions and practicing my SQL skills. So definitely I'll be live streaming that also, just to put a little bit of fun to it and make it interesting. And thanks for staying to the end of the live stream. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the other time. I'll be trying the live stream, the challenges again. Bye for now.